Welcome to episode number 16 of Move by Move series, where I play rapid games and explain you every single move. Our first opponent and the only opponent for today's video is opponent from Demetrius Jamal Morant. I guess some basketball player, but of course fake one. Alright, plays e4, let's play c5. Still in defense, let's see what he's going to do. There are a lot of systems white can choose from. Plays knight f3. Are we going to see knight dwarf? I think knight dwarf is a very good thing to learn. And let's see. C8 d4, knight d4. Whether he's going to go, let's say, knight c3, a6, bishop g5 for the most aggressive line, or he will choose something like bishop e3 or specifically f3. So after moves like a6, c4, white gains some space, and it's kind of hard. Like, wait, camera is a bit off. It's kind of hard to play this position after a6, c4. That's why one of the plans here for black is actually to try and battle in the center by playing e5 and then d5, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So knight will retreat back and then we will strike with d5. That's kind of thing I never learned theory in it, so it will be very interesting to analyze what top players do after the game, of course. But let's see. I think there is bishop g5, kind of like this little pin, but I think even bishop e6 work, and after knight c3 I can maybe even choose to play bishop b4, pinning this knight. Yeah, I kind of try to get the center under control. That's why he's thinking. Actually, it's kind of weird that he's thinking, considering that it's probably e5, d5. Battling for the center is the main idea in this line, unless all people play, let's say, a6 here. After this move, yeah, a6. As I said, c4 takes a lot of space. Bishop f6, and look, the point now is that after queen f6, e takes d5, he captures the pawn, but in this position, I can just simply play g takes f6. And the point is we can simply go to this endgame where probably it might be a bit worse, but it's not a critical point. And now I have to choose from either bishop e6 or bishop c6. That's why I was kind of hesitating. Maybe bishop b4 is the move where the more advantages, because look, if bishop e6, castle, knight c6, there is some knight b5, and potentially might be unpleasant, even though I don't see like any concrete ideas how white can win. But nevertheless, it's still kind of interesting to see what white will try to do. Let's play knight. So the point of bishop d5 move, if I go knight c6, there is unfortunately some knight a5, which looks actually very annoying. So why not go knight bd7? But now knight d4. Yeah, I'm getting in some sort of trouble. Placed this way, I think castle is what we should probably consider. And then, knight goes somewhere to the center. This one I wasn't too worried about it. Like, I can probably play f5, and after knight d6 I can even go simple king c7, since I'm just attacking the knight, correct? And knight will have to go back, and suddenly, potentially some troubles with the knight, but yeah, I gotta prove it as well. Knight g5, I have some bishop h6, pin on this diagonal. If h4 f6, I just win a piece. But yeah, there are a couple of complicated lines. Knight c4 now probably should be played. Oh, and he goes this way. Oh, I see what his idea is. But what if I capture this knight first? So his idea is, if after rook d7, knight b5, what if I go king b6? I mean, it becomes dangerous. I mean, knights are all over the place. Since I wanted to first go bishop d6, but then, I mean, it's still probably better for black a little bit, but it's not like critical advantage. While after rook d7 and his knight b5, king b6 takes knight c3, I mean, these knights are no good. Let's say this, knight b5, king b6, and we just continue chasing this knight. I mean, now takes, defending. Also, let's say he goes back, yeah, goes this way. I think bishop h6, unfortunately king d2, so let's play this, knight c3, and now I think I just might go back, and or bishop c6. That's another option to prevent any knight a4 things, and also kind of if I play bishop e6, you know, at some point I want to play f6. But after rook e1, you know, there would have been a pin and it's kind of complicated. I want to set up a little trap for him. I mean, he can't enter anything here, right? But is it worth doing? I think bishop h6 and rook g8 is the easiest approach towards everything. Since now there are serious troubles with this pawns. I mean, rook d2 is not possible. Rook g1, just bishop f3, bishop f2, rook g2. This bishop f3. Oh, bishop f3 takes rook d6. That's exactly why you gotta be very, very careful. Because there are always some tricks which you might easily blunder. So bishop f3 unfortunately loses due to this nasty trick. But e4, let's say, and then takes, knight d4, f3 position looks extremely good, but am I able to convert the right way? And he offers me a draw, which of course I'll decline, since this position just gotta be a lot worse at this point. a5 I don't want to play due to a4, maybe f6 is worth playing, but once again, maybe even king c7 simple move, but king c7 I want to avoid these checks, so kinda still, you know, the annoying checks all over the place. Might be unpleasant, but I mean e4 just seems so interesting to me. And then e3, yeah, bishop on h6 is kinda bad with this king on b6, so it's kinda complicated. a5, a4. I mean, I'm still playing for a win, right? So gotta do something. Bishop f3, bishop e3, knight d5, and we're going to this endgame, which I actually wanna, which I don't wanna play, of course, but who knows? Yeah, there are still some nasty ideas. What if I go rook g6, let's say knight d5, or maybe a6 should be played? Like, I want to escape from these checks. Maybe let's play a6, just to create space for king on a7. Yeah, now king a7, and now the point is, oh, knight e7 though, yeah. But what if bishop f3, and let's say then rook e8, bishop f3, this e4. This might be actually not the worst idea I've had. But I gotta calculate, like he found this little trick, I would say, and now, yeah, I have to calculate this, knight c6, this, rook d7, king b6, rook f7, e4. Takes, yeah, knight d4, complicated, bishop f3, rook d3, e4. That works, bishop f3 does, rook d8, knight f5, bishop f8. Yeah, and it really becomes complicated, but let's capture. I mean, I'm just interested in what's gonna happen, because knight g8, oh, yeah, that was actually terrible. Yeah, I completely forgot that after bishop f3, knight g8, this is under attack as well. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't accept, a draw. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, kinda, this little thing happened, and now I have to basically defend my position somehow, which is, of course, not really possible, but who knows. I mean, my pawn on f-file is still might be annoying, but let's see. But yeah, of course, it's quite bad. I should have done something different. He found some tricks. Unfortunately, yeah, just blundered in a very, very stupid way. Yeah, just forgot that basically I tried to counterattack and they just forgot that my bishop will be under attack as well, and now I have to lose a game. Alright, takes this. Wait, e2 is not possible. What do I have? Maybe bishop d1, maybe bishop g4, and then yeah, but bishop g4 doesn't work either. Like, I gotta restrict this knight, and I have no way. Bishop g4. I mean, now with knight f6 I have e2 at least. Alright, and he blundered. Surprisingly, I mean, it's still probably somewhat... I can't even say it's a draw, because still, I mean, a pawn is a pawn in the endgame. Like, yeah, if he's not careful enough, like this, you know, still some miracles might happen, but overall, it's more than complicated to save this game. This, just to protect, I mean, this pawn is very dangerous to take just because of b3 move, a5. And then, yeah, if I end up trading everything on... queenside, all I have to do is sacrifice bishop back to this pawn. B4 takes. Yeah, you see bishop d5. Yeah, it looks like I'm just gonna trade everything. So let's see. Because bishop e4. Yep. Who knows? I might win this game. You know, even though I think it's almost impossible, who knows? I mean, king potentially walks, create some threats. This king is too far right now. Like, now he has to go back. Yes, that's exactly what he's doing, because now it could have become very, very dangerous. And do I have a clear path to this pawn? Let's say king d5, and then bishop c2. Yeah, I might lose this game, because my ambitions are too high, and that's sometimes kind of what might not benefit me. Because now, let's say king f3, like, it doesn't work all the time. Let's say king d5, knight f6, I just go back. Yeah, place this, king s6, king f4. The point of me going there, knight f3, bishop b1. Yeah, let's go this way, knight f3, bishop b1. Yeah, king f3. My point is, this pawn is protected, I'm trying to take this pawn. You know what? He's playing kinda weird, in a weird way. Like, you know, if he does some mistakes, I might actually win this game. Like, oh, now I won't. Takes. Going this way, knight d3, h5. Yeah, now I lose. Now I lose again. This, king g3. Oh, h5. Yeah, and I lost h4, h3, king g2, h2. Yeah, and he can just basically capture this pawn, and then yeah, well, all I have to do is resign. Yeah, bad game, but now let's get to the analysis. Alright, let's analyze the game a little. First of all, guys, I apologize for such a horrible game. You know, I myself just, you know, frustrated. I mean, it was absolutely a terrible showcase for me. But yeah, so we got the following position you see right now on the board. And as you can see here on the right side, it was played by many renowned grandmasters. And let's say the main move, actually, my opponent played bishop b5, which apparently is not the main move, which was played like maybe in 7 games. Let's say bishop b5, and you will see basically the reduction of games, right? And the best dealer who played with black was 25-92, and the best player with white was in 2001 25-10. So of course not the main move, and many people actually play long castle, just taking right away, just taking the d-file. And let's just check a couple of interesting games. So this occurred, let's say, in Maltsevsk Alexandria versus Yan Nepomniachtchi. Let's just see what Yan did. Knight c6, knight e4, that was played in one of the Title Tuesday events. King s7, knight c5, threatening to take on b7 and on e6. f5 takes, and Yan slowly, you know, tried to go to the endgame, and here his opponent resigned, basically because knight on e6 is lost due to this bishop has to protect it, and it can go back to b3 since knight b3 and king e6 is being followed. Anish Giri also had this position, also played knight c6, and then plays rook c8, knight d5, threatening to take on f6, f5, not worried about f6 checks, knight a5. That's exactly the maneuver I was afraid during our game, because I was always kind of looking for these ideas, and this what could potentially occur. Bishop h6, king b1, and now king f8, not even worrying about this pawn on b7. There are some knight d4 moves and a lot of pieces are under attack. So black route their king. So I just show you so you can understand the general idea of what the game could look like. King f6 takes, and again bishop pair on the board, and Yan ended up winning. Another game again, Title Tuesday, Yan Nepomniachtchi, bishop b5, a6 takes, and again bishop pair, and again Yan, I mean, right now not so much was happening, but after bishop b4, double attack. So there are a bunch of games, but let's get back to my game, which I played this time, which was terrible. Alright, let's go. h2. Alright, so what happened was bishop b5, knight d7 with the best move, castle. Oh, sorry guys, yeah, like that. Knight d4. So knight d4, I was not too worried about the 5 and knight d6, king c7, bishop d7, rook d7, knight b5. Actually, king b8 is suggested by computer. I decided to go king b6, king b6. Yeah, I might say that it was probably worse, because after king b8, I mean, takes, my bishop goes to h6. King is very safe on b8, and I had this rook j8 and then bishop c6 idea. So exactly what I was probably, you know, trying to accomplish. Maybe bishop h6, let's say king b1, and then rook g8. And now there are like a bunch of problems with this pawn. Because let's say rook f1, yeah, I mean b6, black, no problems, rook cannot go to d1, d6, but because I played king b6, he had this trick rook d6 later in the game, takes, bishop c6, rook d1, this. I'm actually surprised that rook d1 is the best move. I mean, apparently because at some lines rook d6 is threatened. Bishop h6, rook g8, g3, a6, and now knight d5. White are simply better because I either have to take or admit that knight d7 will be followed, and after knight d7 I'm actually worse. Yeah, you know, one mistake and the game is over, unfortunately. Yeah, bishop e6 is what computer suggests, but what I was worried about, some rook e1, and you know, if I try to defend, there is some potentially knight d4 at some point. I mean, right now, of course, even knight d4 here is potentially possible since it takes d4 and rook e6 comes with the check. Another, you know, drawback to this king b6 move, because basically checks on this 6th rank tactically kind of harmed me a lot, and I couldn't implement my ideas later in the game. Bishop c6, rook d1, bishop h6, rook g8. Yeah, and as you could see, I mean, I was too worried and forgot that basically I'm lost. And now he gave me a great chance to save the game after knight h6. Steal position is better for white, but I made some crucial mistakes. Actually, bishop a2 is what could have played on the board. Apparently, guys, king walks here and there are no problems. I think what happens is, you know why? Because let's say h4, there's takes, and potentially two plus pawns here, and you know, but we might go to this pawn, but who knows what might happen. I think it is exactly what happens in many lines. I mean, this king just captures, this knight has to take care of this pawn, not to be promoted, so yeah, maybe I had to go for this bishop a2, but I was like, at some point he started playing this, again, all I had to do right now is probably even play king d5 and then takes in c4, and all I have to do later in the game is just sacrifice this bishop for this pawn. But, you know, I'm very ambitious and I allowed him to go back. I wanted to go for a win, and going for a win costed me a whole game. Yeah, I mean, absolutely terrible performance for me. I lost, I think, 2 games in two back-to-back episodes at this point. And we're back to 2264. I mean, eventually we will go back to 2300 and then we'll try to climb to 2400. But for right now, I hope I could give you some insights. Yeah, try to play for win and loss. That happens many times, you know, overcomplicating things in a lot of ways. But yeah, it is what it is. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next videos. Bye bye.